Well, hello there, Virgo. It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing your May General Tarot reading. We'll take a look at the overall energies with the Oracle cards, and then we'll move to the Tarot for more details. And this reading is good for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So if the message here doesn't resonate with you, you may want to check out one of your other signs to see if there's a message there for you. All right, so let's see what we have going on for you, Virgo. Giraffe spirit, see the big picture and discovering truth. You stand in the light of truth. Yeah, I think you're seeing the big picture in some aspect of your life. And, you know, out of seeing the big picture, you understand more about where all of the experiences that you have had on your journey have gotten you to the point where you are. And I think it's almost as if you see the big picture of that, and it gives you this clarity about what is true for you and where it is next that you need to go. There's a true sense here of a new path opening up for you, or wanting to choose a different path because you're seeing the bigger picture of your life. Really interesting. You could be even really changing a mindset about what you thought you wanted out of life, and now changing your mind completely about it. Say, for instance, you thought that you would never want to be in a long-term committed relationship, and all of a sudden you're seeing the bigger picture of your life, and you may be like, well, wait a minute, I think I would like to have a relationship. And so it's that type of energy where you're actually changing your mind. Your truth at this time is you're seeing a different perspective of what it is that you want. Yes. And wow. Be a light to others. Yeah, trust the guidance you're receiving. I feel like you're getting a lot of guidance right now. You're seeing, I think you could, even in your dreams, or, you know, when you're walking in nature or meditating, you could be seeing the bigger picture. It's not like a sense of regret at all, Virgo. Like, oh, I wish I had done something different. It's more of like an enlightening about where you are in your life, and recognizing that it's kind of like, the way they're showing it to me is that, you know, you have your path, and then all of a sudden it's kind of like the path you have this other option, and you're kind of seeing that other option is something I thought I would never want to have in my life. And all of a sudden you're recognizing, wait a minute, that is something I want. So it could be something like, yeah, your higher self. Yeah. I think one of the things is that you're seeing the big picture about how the conditioning that you received, either as a child or, you know, in your society, in your culture or something. You're seeing the big picture of how the mindset or the truths, the beliefs of that group of people, okay, that you received this mindset or this truth, this belief from, okay, has held you back from something that you really want. And I think what your understanding, okay, your understanding is that conditioning, okay, affected you perhaps in a way where some of you could have either followed that to the T, okay, and said, yes, okay, that's their mindset, but it's also mine. And you followed it and went forward, okay, and it's brought you to this point where you're kind of like, wait a minute, this really isn't my truth. Or you could have rebelled, okay, against a mindset. You could have rebelled against a mindset and gone in the opposite direction. But now you're understanding that there is some of that truth that you would like to still bring into your life. But you had to, the path that you took, you had to take in order to get to this point where you can see the bigger picture and how the truths of others affected your life. And now you recognize what your truth is. So it's kind of like you're really kind of being well, you have justice on the bottom, balancing out the beliefs, whether you took other people's beliefs and you went with it all the way and now you're like, wait a minute, I don't believe all of it, right? Or you rebelled against it and now you're having second thoughts and thinking, wait a minute, there's parts of that are true for me. Beautiful. And you're coming right. Wow. This is a big thing for you. Yeah. So let's see. Be a light to others. You have a powerful message to share. Shine your light on the world so that others can learn from you. Whatever this is that you are being opened up to, this new truth, discovering your truth, what is true for you, what you value, not what other people value or told you to value, but what is really true for you. You're understanding now that you had to walk that path for some time, whether you rebelled or you bought it all in, right? Either way, the path that you chose, you had to walk in order to see the real truth for yourself. Beautiful energy. And now you have this great wisdom because you're showing up. You are the wise one. You have this light within you. Be the light to others. You have now kind of opened up this truth, and now it's time to share what you know to be true at this time because our truth can change. But it is rather interesting. It's almost as if you're taking the bits and pieces of everything that you have learned and kind of alchemizing them into a new truth that is good for you. Yeah. And then you have, the Nine of Pentacles. For some of you, you could have been single or independently thinking for yourself for some time, trying to figure out this truth. You learned something, Page of Wands, by doing this. You could have spent some time just really being by yourself, hermiting away, trying to figure it out, trying to see the bigger picture in all of this, and receiving guidance at the same time, right? Through meditation, walking in nature, taking a bath, whatever it is, you could have opened up to that truth during that time. And it's your own independent. The Nine of Pentacles is really about independence, freedom. The freedom to believe, to learn what is true for you. And not worrying. I think in the past you may have been really concerned. What will my family think? What will society think? Whether you were trying to rebel or you were all in, it doesn't matter. You were still making decisions based on that. And now I think you're at this point where it's like, okay, I had to go through that in order to figure out what's true for me. And you're stepping into understanding what is true for me. What does my heart desire? It's, I'm going to say, I don't have the Seven of Swords here, but you may feel at this time, if you feel this way, that you have self-sabotaged your own life. I don't feel like you could have at one time thought, oh, the reason I went on this path is because I didn't like my family, or I didn't like what they were saying, or I wanted to please them, right? Whether you rebelled or you went with it. So it's kind of like you're understanding now that you're ready to move out of that energy and really go within to find out what is true for you. And you're having help. Look at this, Magician. You're manifesting at this new level. It's almost like you were manifesting. Were you manifesting based on what other people told you were supposed to manifest? Or something like that? Or you were rebelling and manifesting what other people wouldn't want for you? It's almost, you have the Page of Pentacles. You're learning something out of all of this. You're learning something really new. Oh my goodness. It's destined. Look at this. You have all this new energy here. Yeah. Three of Cups. I think you're bringing people together. I do feel like you are, a teacher for others. Be a light to others. It's time for you to share your light to others because you're learning something really new here about yourself, about the world, about the universe, about connections with other people. You could have hermited yourself away for some time, needing some time to really think, to process everything. And now it's kind of like, okay, I'm ready to come back out and be with people and share the information that I have learned. If you have kind of been single and kind of like, I'm not going to say, a true hermit, but, it is your energy. But really kind of going within, isolating yourself maybe from family and friends and colleagues, for some time. And not maybe totally isolating, but just pulling your energy back, trying to figure out what's good for you. I feel like you had to do that. Okay, Virgo, if you've done that, I think you had to do that. You had to almost like put yourself in isolation, give yourself that safe bubble to figure out what is good for you. And you could have had a lot of frustration. You have friends and colleagues, you have conflict. I think you may have had a lot of conflict with family and friends because they were kind of like concerned about you. Why are you isolating yourself so much? Or they could have been, disappointed. Maybe you were like, I don't want to go home for Thanksgiving. They were like, what? You always have to, it's just an obligation. You were like, no, I really don't want to. I feel like you're coming out of that phase. If you've been in this phase, and it could be you've been in that phase for maybe like 3 years or so, right? And it's kind of like, okay, I'm ready to come out of that phase and be with other people because now I feel like you know what is your truth. It could be that when you were around other people, it was triggering all of this stuff inside of you. You weren't sure how you were going to fit it all in, understand it all, right? And now you went within, you isolated yourself a little bit, gave yourself some time to see the big picture of what is true for you. Wow. And now you're ready to come out and go towards, go out there and follow what your heart truly desires. Yeah, if you've taken, it's like a sabbatical. I think you may have had to take like a spiritual sabbatical to go within and find out what it is that you truly desire. Wow, really beautiful energy. Okay, so let's take a look at your area of resistance. Yeah, embrace your life purpose and behind a mask. I think you know what your life purpose is now. You see the bigger picture. You see the truth of why you are really here, but you're still wanting to hide it. You may not want to share it yet with your family and your friends and your colleagues and whoever, right? You're kind of like, no, I don't want to share it yet. And I think it's because you're concerned that other people are going to judge it, right? You're kind of like, no, I want to keep it kind of safe. I'm going within, I'm holding it back. The High Priestess is all about veils and secrets, hiding things behind, you could have, like a secret romantic partner that you haven't told your family and friends about, right? You're kind of like, nope, not telling anybody yet. I'm not ready yet to share it with other people. You're wanting to keep it safe. And perhaps that's because you don't feel confident enough yet that other people are going to accept. You could have a secret career going on, a secret business that you've started. When I started my YouTube channel, I didn't tell anybody for a while. I was like, no, I'm not going to tell anybody. And then, you start realizing, okay, that you start allowing other people into your life. And I think that's what you're doing. You're starting to allow other people into your life. Yeah, Ten of Cups. You understand, wow, this is so interesting because you've been holding back what your Ten of Cups is. You either haven't wanted to go out after what your Ten of Cups is, okay? You've seen the big picture. You're discovering what it is that you truly want. But I feel like you're concerned that people in your life are not going to like this new direction that you want to go in. Three of Wands. You really do want to go in a new direction. But it's kind of like, what are they going to say? So this is the other interesting thing about the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is that, as a child and into adulthood, to some point in adulthood, we ask other people or we get advice from other people. Our parents tell us initially what to eat, how to dress, how to act, what to believe, right? And then when we go to school, the same thing. And then sometimes when we get out into the real world, we still have friends or family members, people that want to tell us how to do things. We pick up this sense that we cannot make those decisions by ourselves. We kind of pick up the sense, right? We're kind of conditioned to believe that we don't know what's best for us, that we have to depend on everybody else in our life to give us the advice, to tell us what our truth is, right? And now I feel like you had to isolate yourself for a little bit to figure out, wait a minute, like I'm not sure, I want to take a look at what everybody's advice is and kind of like figure out, how does that fit with me? How is that part of my truth, right? And then alchemizing it all and discovering what is true for you. But the 3 wands is leaving all of the external advice behind and going out on your own. And that's what you're doing. Like, you could be doing it very secretively right now. You really could. You could have a secret love partner, or you could have a secret career, or you could have gone back to school and you haven't told anybody, right? It's kind of like, yeah, okay, because I think there's a little bit, it's none of their business. I think that's what you're kind of saying to yourself. It's none of their business. You don't want to hear what they have to say about it. You're just going your own way. Yeah, and then you have the 2 of Cups. You know, either looking for a romantic partner in your life, or wanting romance, or choosing from your heart. That's the 2 of Cups energy. You know, really, yeah, look at this. You're changing what it is that you truly believe about love or a connections. Because the Hierophant is all about beliefs, having faith in what it is that you believe about love. And I think it's, you know, your values. It's what is the truth for you. You're changing your truth about what it is. I really feel like it's about love, or about what brings you joy in your life, what your heart desires. Yeah. Really beautiful energy. Okay, so let's see what your advice is. Yeah, pray from the heart. Pray. Prayer really can move mountains. Reach out to the divine with your heart's concerns and watch miracles unfold. And I've said this on this channel before, you know, that I have an angel journal, and, you know, I write in it every day, dear angels, and then I write down what I am concerned about. And then I say, you know, my last sentence is, I give it up to you, right? Understanding that prayer can move mountains. When we ask the divine for help, we will receive help. And so it's really about understanding that. Yeah, there's something that you want long-term, whether it is financially, okay, or a long-term committed romantic relationship, family. This is all about family. Whatever that is, it's kind of like you feel a little bit like you can't have it. And either it's kind of like you may, I'm going to go back to that, what I said in the beginning. You may have at one time told your family, your friends, yes, I'm never getting married. That's not for me. I'm not going to do it. And now all of a sudden you're discovering, no, wait a minute, I would like to have a romantic partner, right? But you're afraid of actually putting yourself out there, you know, of first admitting to yourself and that you have changed your mind, right? Which you're allowed to do, Virgo. Or telling your friends and family that you've changed your mind, or actually putting time and energy into looking for that person, you know? Yeah, or anything that is really, you know, your heart is desiring at this time. You're just feeling, I think you're feeling this because of that old mindset. You've changed your mind. I think it's perplexing you. You've changed your mind. I think you were really perhaps kind of like determined in the past to do something a different way. Yeah. And it's confusing you. I think it's kind of confusing you. But use your intuition. You have the High Priestess twice. Using your intuition as your guidance, as far listening to your heart. Okay? Listen to your heart. Because when you're confused, it's because you're up in your head. Listen to your heart and you will find this balance coming into your life. You will be able to balance that out and move forward towards what it is that you truly want. Yeah. What you don't recognize is that there is healing ahead. There is very much healing ahead. Wow, beautiful. These readings have just been really big. Okay, so Virgo, let's pull a soul truth card for you for some final advice. And I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. Where am I called to use my voice right now? Yeah, interesting, because it was be a light to others. You have a powerful message to share. Shine your light on the world so that others can learn from you. Okay, so you are being asked to share your voice. You have a soul script that was written to be spoken. Your story matters, and it's time for you to share it with the world. Share your story with at least one person today. Be brave and speak your truth. Your voice will be the catalyst for healing in others. Yeah. And you know what? There is something here about you're discovering a truth, something that you've seen the bigger picture, and you're discovering a truth about something that your heart truly desires, that I really feel like at one point you thought, no, that's not something I'd ever want, right? Or you were afraid to say it. And it's time to, whatever you've been holding back, not wanting to tell anybody, it's time to share it. And knowing that this is going to lead you even deeper into your life purpose. You know, understanding that the reason that this change of direction, perhaps, or a mindset is happening for you is that it is leading you further down that path of your life purpose to bring you that sense of abundance, love, joy, happiness, fulfillment. All right, I'm going to leave it there, Virgo. Wow, what a big reading. I really do appreciate all of your support through liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I wish you so much love and light in this situation, all your situations. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.